Because when the Lord, after everybody was separated, because the reason why in Genesis the 11th chapter, the reason why the Lord broke up the building of the Tower of Babel, because the nations were coming together as one people, and the Lord did not want that. The Lord wanted the people to be scattered around the earth. Okay, the Lord wanted everybody divided in their own lots, man. Okay, Moab was Moab. Although Moab was not there during the time of Babel, Moab came later on. Just as an example, man.
After the flood.
Yeah. You know? Just go in Genesis 10 and what I asked to bring. Just to point out that the Lord separated the nations, man.
So Genesis 10 and 32. These are the families of the sons of Noah, after their generations, in their nations. And by these were the nations divided in the earth after the flood. So Genesis 10 and 32. These are the families of the sons of Noah, after their generations, in their nations. And by these were the nations divided in the earth after the flood.
By this, so from going back from Shem, Japheth, and Ham, the sons that came out of them, the Lord used them to divide the people of the earth. Okay, so everybody they all link our heritage to one of those sons. Okay, we are Shem, we come from the line of Shem. Okay, and that's why the so-called Jew like to say, oh, what's the Semitism? Anti-Semitic and all that, man. It's just, they just made that up just to reflect them alone, man. Okay, the Arabs come from Shem. Okay, where else? Elam comes from Shem. Moab comes from Shem because they came from Lot, of which Lot was related to Abraham. Okay, we come from the line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, Esau, the rest of the Edomites, they're Shemitic. Okay, Sirach 33.
So that even with Moab and that, they'll try and make it seem like, oh, yeah, we're the Orientals. You see, people are ignorant, man. They just put labels on people not knowing what it is, because the word Orient means from the East.
Right.
So in Eastward system, oh yeah, if they look like a so-called Chinese person, then they're Orient. Or if they're a so-called Jew, then they're a Semite.
Yeah, and then when you so-called black people, what do they do, man? African American, yeah, or just simply black? How is that a race, man? If I pull up a Chinese guy and say, what race are you? What's he gonna tell me? I'm Chinese. An Indian man, what race are you? One woman I was in the lift with yesterday, she was in front of me, and I'm looking at her skin color, and I did this, and I'm lighter than she was. The only difference is they got that long fluffy hair. But she was darker than I was. Okay? But what are they gonna say to us? To us, they call us black.
Yeah.
So what's your race? I'm Indian. Bitch, you blacker than me. You know? So that's Isaiah 25, I believe it's 7. Somebody get that.
The Chinamen don't answer to yellow man.
Yeah.
Call them yellow or chinky man. That's
you know?
That's a spirit.
All the time, man.
They don't respond to that. But
they don't like it, man. But Jack, we are black, we are black. That's a negative. That's the label deal with a negative word, man. Okay? Because really, Jack is the one that's really Jack at the back of their mind, really, man. Jack follows this Bible more than any other nation, man. More than Esau himself. Pursuant to Romans the 10th chapter, they have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. Why? Because the Lord did not want them to come into the zeal. The Lord did not want them to get the proper understanding of the Bible, man, so they can get the judgment. Okay?
In a lot of Eastern languages, the word black is synonymous with the word dirty. Like for example, I'm of so-called Albanian heritage. If you want to describe something as dirty, you describe it as black. So yeah.
You see that? So that word black, man, is a negative. It means negative. It means death. The black death. Okay? Witchcraft. Evil. You are black and red, man. They, pretty much always go back to the same definition.
Also cheap and stuff. They always got Black Friday or Black this. Whenever something's going cheap, it's black. To show that basically putting that label on us like we're worth nothing.
Yet Esau, he's the wicked one. Get that real quick. You guys,
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 33 and 10. And all the men are from the ground, and Adam was created of the earth.
And all the men are of the ground, and Adam was created of the earth. Okay, go ahead.
In much knowledge, the Lord had divided them.
Masalaki, read that again. Verse 10.
And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of the earth.
Okay, so all men are of the ground, because we all came from Adam, right? Okay, and it says all men are of the ground, and all men come from Adam because we share that same line. All of us can trace our line back to Adam because everybody else was destroyed except Noah, and Noah's line goes back all the way to Adam. Okay, so read that again, verse 11.
And in much knowledge, the Lord have divided them and made their ways diverse.
So the Lord in much knowledge as the Lord divided them and made their ways diverse. Amos 3:3 says what, man? Can two work together unless they be agreed? Okay? He got the best knowledge of them all. We got the scriptures. We got the laws, statutes, the commandments. Okay? And the Lord said what, man? The other nations were supposed to envy us for the knowledge that we had. Alright, go ahead.
Some of them have he blessed and exalted, and some of them have he sanctified.
And who got blessed and exalted and sanctified? Okay? What, on this time period, what sanctifies us, man? The word of the Heavenly Father. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. Okay, go ahead.
And some of them have he sanctified and set near himself.
And who's that, man? The chosen seed. Israel. Okay, go ahead.
But some of them have he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places.
And who got cursed today, man? Okay. Who's the one person on this planet Earth, man, that does not look like how a man's supposed to look like? Okay? From their birth, man, going back to Genesis, man, they were born different from everybody else in the world, man. Okay, being born lack of melanin. Okay? And that was the curse on Esau, man, going back to their forefather Cain. Because they came with that same spirit of Cain, man. And they were what? The wicked. Malachi 1 and are you holding precepts? Alright, yeah, get that. Is it 7?
It's Isaiah 25 and 7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations.
What's the example of that, man? The different identities that these other nations have on themselves. Okay? Beginning with you so-called Israelites, man. You're calling yourselves black. That's not a race of people. That's not a nation. And to show you there's so much confusion, because as soon as you have a child with a white woman, what's that child? Mixed. Is there anywhere in the Bible called mixed nationality? The brother brought up the scripture earlier on about the pedigrees, man, going by the line of their house of their fathers. Alright? So there's no such thing as a mixed race in the scriptures. Okay? You just go by your fathers, man. Where your line goes, that's where your father is, man. And really today, man, none of us have those records today. We all just go by the spirit. Okay? We discontinue from our heritage, from our records. Because back in the days, for example, the time of Yahawashai, they had records. That's why Yahawashai is got a record going back all the way to Adam. Okay? One piece real quick. Because now none of us have records anymore, so now we go by what, man? The spirit now, man. Okay? Brothers that are coming in, they go by the spirit, man. Okay? They know they are Israelites because the Lord has put a spirit on them of faith, man, to believe that they are Israelites. Go ahead.
There's Romans 8 and 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High.
Exactly. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit. Alright? I'll give an example for this brother here next to us. He wouldn't be standing with us right next to us if we thought he was an Edomite. Okay? But our spirit bears with his spirit together, man. Okay, we're coming together in one accord. with one and the same faith, man, same belief that the Lord has brought us together, man. Because the Israelites in Baruch, he says what? We gather together by what? By the word, man, not by the evidence. Okay, because this thing is a solely based on faith. What did the angel say? What did the Lord say about the reapers? Let them grow up together, and in the end, the angels are gonna separate them, man. Okay.
Yeah, likewise, there's a lot of camps that won't accept this brother because they'll say he's a Hamite just because he's from the continent of Africa.
I seen one video. What's the name? Johanna's camp. Johanna's camp. This brother, man, you could tell this. He grew up in Africa. You could tell everything about that guy when he was talking that he was an Israelite. But they were like, oh, you're stinking African. It's cursing him out and all that, man. How do you know, man? And the guy was a dark-skinned guy, man, but because he got an African passport, them niggas, man, they cursed him out for being African. Alright? How do you know, man? And I believe the guy was from Senegal. You know?
Hey, man, just because of where you live doesn't mean that you're an Israelite or you're not an Israelite, man. Because, case in point, an example of that, the man that helped Yahushua carry the cross when he got to weep, Simon of Cyrene. These so-called scholars want to say, oh yeah, he was an African or he was a Hamite. Yeah, he was an Israelite that was living in that region, man. Okay? He wasn't no damn Hamite, man. Okay? Because people, like even 70 AD, alright, it was prophesied that we would have to flee, man. We went into the west, we went all over, but the majority went into the west coast of Africa. Yeah. Does that now mean that we're the same as these Hamites, man?
You know? A lot of you slaves in America, man, a lot of you, the same places that these guys are living, that's where you got taken from, man. You think Esau went and took every single one of them, man? There was Israelites that were helping Edomites. Those Hamites, they were helping Edomites. Those Ishmaelites that were helping Edomites gather use Jacob, man. Okay? There was no ways Esau could take every single one of us, man. Some of us remained. Some of us carried on from there from generation to generation, man. Majority of that West Africa, man, majority are Czech, Nigeria, Ivory Coast. Just their character alone, man, tells you, man, that they're Israelites, man. Okay.
Some of the laws are still within our people, man. Okay? Yeah. Like naturally, you got a lot of Nigerians too. They still circumcise their baby boys on the 8th day, man.
Yeah.
All right.
You know.
You don't know to like even in a lot of traditional wear, they put maybe not the border of blue, but they got fringe. Within our spirit, just keep it on.
Yeah. Because, for example, like even though we discontinue everything about us, there was always remnants of certain practices that we carried on, man. Circumcision. Our forefathers, they carried that history, they carried that custom on and on and on. Okay? That custom will go carry 1 Timothy 1 and 4. Okay? Those customs go carried on. Now it's all about the spirit now. You check, because literally you got Israelites that look like these other nations, but because the Lord has chosen not to wake them up, man. Like the ones that dance and sing. We use them as examples to edify, man, to show you that we have our people on those nations. In Thailand, those are the ones that do all that fighting. Every single time you go like them shows like X Factor.
Thai, yeah. Thai boxing.
Yeah. You see somebody from Thailand that wants to make it as a singer. She grabs that mic, man, and she rocks it, man. Oh, I came to America to be on X Factor to make my dreams come true. Where are you from? I'm from Thailand. And then she grabs that mic, man. You know, her English is not good, but she can hella sing, man. Those are all examples of being remnants of our people on all these different nations, man. Okay? Now let me get up. 1 and 4.
It's 1 Timothy 1 and 4. Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies which minister questions, rather than the godly edifying which is in faith. So do.
Endless genealogies, man. Who's your father? Who's your father? Who is his father after that, man? How far can you go, man? You know?
actually was in earlier.
Some people don't even know who their grandfather is, man. How far can you go?
Some people are adopted.
Some people are adopted, man. Some people just grew up with their mother. You know? They just go to, you're from where? Nah, you're not an Israelite then. It's endless. You know, it doesn't stop, man. Okay? But I said, read that again, Salakia.
Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies, which minister questions rather than godly edifying, which is in faith, so do.
You know, godly edifying, which is in faith, man. This thing is all about faith. Okay? It's all about faith, man.
Yeah. Follows on beautifully, because really it's all about faith and our dependency upon the Lord, man. Alright? Because here in Ephesians 4 and 5 it says one Lord, one faith, and one baptism. All these people that are involved in, or you've got to come from a certain country, or be dwelling there, or you have to know your fathers all the way back times 10. They really lack faith in Yahweh Shai. That's what it really goes down to, man. Okay, because they don't really know who the Lord is, man. That's why it says with one Lord, which is Yahweh Shai, one faith, man. Alright, we know we're Israelites according to faith. Okay, predominantly, yeah, there's signs we can tell that, alright, cool, I'm probably an Israelite because of, you know, my genealogy. Yeah, we do know that because of our genealogy, but at the end of the day, the driving force and factor is our faith and one baptism, man. Okay, because Yahweh said, many sheep provide of another fold, man. Alright, so that's even another point you could bring in to say, well, they're from a different place, you know. So at the end of the day, man, it's the one baptism of the doctrine, man, through faith.
This is Acts 2 and 9.
No, what you had?
Parthians and Medes.
No, 2 and 5. Start on 5.
This is Acts 2 and 5. And they were dwelling at Jerusalem, Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven.
They were dwelling at Jerusalem, Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven. Okay? So our people, because we had the custom, every year, I think it was 3 times a year, that men had to come back and worship in Jerusalem. Okay, going back to the law. So every time the Israelites were on these other nations, what do you think they were doing there, man? Okay? Because when 70 AD came, there was still Israelites on all these different nations still, man. Alright? So we always had remnants of our people on these other different nations. Read on, Salakia.
Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language. And they were amazed and marveled, saying one to another.
And this is when the Lord gave the disciples at that time, He gave them spiritual power for them to be able to communicate with anybody in the different languages, man. Okay. Go ahead.
Behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? And how hear we every man in our own tongue, wherein we be born?
Okay, so there were different men, they all were born. So what language were they speaking, man? Okay, they were born in different, they were speaking different languages. There were Jews that were living on these other nations, and they were speaking the languages of those nations that where they were living. Okay, that's why it gives you a whole list there, man. Read some of that list.
Parthians and Medes and Elamites and dwellers in Mesopotamia and in Judea and in Cappadocia and in Pontus and in Asia. Fiagora. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I can't pronounce this. And Pamphylia in Egypt and in parts of Libya, about Cyrene and the strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes.
Jews and proselytes. Okay, go ahead.
Cretes and Arabians. We do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of the Most High.
See? So that was the first sign of spiritual power that the Lord gave them, man. To be able to, so a time is gonna come now, because we minister in what? Majority of the time is in English. Okay? So a time is gonna come where the Lord is gonna allow us to minister in the other different languages, man. Okay, in the languages to bring in the ones that that cannot speak English. will be able to speak to them in another language. Okay? The Chinese will be able to speak to them in that Mandarin of theirs, in Arabic, some of these Hermetic languages. Okay? Because after that time now, the church started to grow and grow and grow. Okay? But the one thing that happened there is, the first thing is, all the men were all in one accord, man. And then the Lord brought that spiritual power, man. Okay, so eventually, man, you guys, you're gonna accept, a lot of guys, the elect among these other camps, you're gonna accept that the mark of the beast is the sheep, man. You're gonna understand the mystery of the Gentiles, man. Okay? You're gonna understand that Cornelius is an Israelite. Alright?
This is John chapter 20 and 21, and it says, then said Yahweh to them, peace be unto you, as my Father hath sent me, even so I am sending you. And it says in verse 22, and when he had said this, he breathed on them, and saith unto them, receive ye the Holy Spirit. And that's the Rakatadas, that spirit of that the Lord put on us, man. You know, or the disciples who became apostles at that time. So as the brother was saying, from that moment onwards, well, really, when when the Pentecost came and the clothes came on them of fire, that's when they were able to do these wondrous works, man. You know, and it says greater things will do. So that time is coming now, man, where the Spirit's gonna come on us, where we'll be able to speak all these languages, man. Alright, that's a minor being able to speak. That's a minor, man. Go on.
This is Romans 15 and 19. Through mighty signs and wonders, by the power and the Spirit of the Most High, so that from Jerusalem and round about unto Illyricum, I have fully preached the gospel of Yahweh Shai. So basically, this is Paul saying he's preached the gospel from Jerusalem into Illyricum. And when you go into where Illyricum was, Illyricum, or some historians call it Illyrium, was a Roman province in Eastern Europe. Right, countries such as Croatia, Serbia, Hungary, Bulgaria, Albania, that's what was known as Illyricum in antiquity. So you had Israelites in that region of Europe, even at the time of Paul.
I didn't even know that.
So you read the first page.
This is Romans 15 and 19. Through mighty signs and wonders by the power and spirit of Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shai.
See, there you go, by the power and spirit, that's the point, man. So being able to speak another language, that's a mind. Once the Lord puts that breeze on you, gives you that rakakadas, man, speaking another language and being sent out there to prophesy this word unto our people that are caught up in these nations, ain't no problem. That's like
Matthew 28 and 18. And Yahushua came and spake unto them, saying, all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. Verse 19, go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Ghost, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you, and lo, I am with you always, even to the end of the world.
You see, and that's the reason why Yahweh Shai made that statement. Go and teach unto all nations. Okay? Why? Because our people are going to be on other nations. Okay? Out of every nation, there's going to be a remnant of Israel that are going to come out from it. Okay? And this is why we read in Baruch. One of the curses that came upon us was to be scattered on all the different nations. Okay? That was one of the curses that came upon us. Alright?
Yes, Luke 21 and 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee into the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter therein too.
Okay, and that was the end of us there. Okay, when that prophecy came to pass. Okay, after that time now, we've never seen our land back up again. Okay, we've never come back to Jerusalem as a nation again. Okay, that's what the scripture says, no man shall buy you. Okay, Isaiah 17, Jeremiah 17, it says, thou shalt see no more. Was it 28? Yeah, you know. After that, that was the end of us now, man. After that, we've never come back to Jerusalem as a nation. You get guys that like to go back to Israel, get a part, like I don't even know why they do that for, man. Like what would that do for you? Alright? Because the Lord didn't tell you, the Lord did not tell you to get your passport and then go back to Israel again, man. And there's that thing with the unity camps. The guy that made the speech, he was saying, these other nations have somebody get Isaiah 14. Somebody said, he said this is the last time. All these other nations have time. Yeah, he said all these other nations have time. They should bring us back to our land.
Be nice to us.
You know what I'm saying? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, man. Those guys are not in the truth, man. There is no way you're in the truth when you make statements like that, man. Okay, those guys are literally set up, man. Okay, you're just set up there to confuse the people, man. Because another guy, Maada, he made a video.
Yeah, that warrior lord, man. Yeah.
The guy goes, I think it's GOCC.
He went to Israel. He's always commenting. He went to Israel, did the Passover with Joe CC and
In
stuff.
Israel?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, one sec. Come down. Yeah, just wait 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, he went over to Israel with GOCC, did the Passover there, and he's always commenting, oh, you brothers do this, you brothers do that. Then the elder asked him, okay, cool, but do you go out? No. Oh, I've known the truth for 3 years. 3 years, man. Hey, you should be in a camp, and if you're within a camp, you should be pushing the word by yourself. But this guy has a complete A to Z booklet of how we should push the word, man. See, guys like that, man, it's all oh yeah, you gotta stand up and tell the white man he's a devil and Esau and Edom and go to Israel. Listen, man.
I see that. You guys have to be a bit more vocal.
Yeah, like we're in the spirit, man.
It's always a guy that's not doing anything that wants to give advice on how things should be done. You guys, because I think you mentioned our garments as well.
Yeah, wear the same garments, the staff in your hand. Shut up, man.
But those are all just gimmicks, man. Okay? Because literally you're supposed to see us just for the word itself, man. Okay? Don't look at us the way we look like, just the message that we're giving you. Okay? The scriptures that we're breaking down to you, man. Alright? How did John the Baptist go to the people, man? He would come out dressed in rags, camel skin. He would teach the people, and that's it. He'll be gone, man. They want to look for gimmicks and people's faces. And
Only watching for entertainment.
they're in Eastern kiss at the back of our boots and bullshit like that, man. Okay. What did I ask you to get? You have a question, you said?
Yeah. So what's the deal? I don't get it. So like, is the argument that
You've only been here 2
Israelis?
seconds, so you're not gonna get it, are you?
I'm just asking. Are the Israelis black? Is that what you guys are saying?
We are the Israelites.
Okay,
People that you see on the tribe there.
so basically, you argue that like Israel was a group of black people.
Let's say yes, for argument's sake, yes.
And what does it matter if we're Christian? Because you guys are Christian.
The Bible is for the Israelites.
Well, these are all in the New Testament, right?
Both of them.
Okay, so
The Bible is about the Israelites.
but then the New
The rest-
Testament talks about the Spirit right now, right? We're all in union, right? There's no Gentiles. There's
Yeah.
no. So I don't get why we still revindicate.
I don't think you don't get it.
Sorry?
You don't get it, and I don't think you know that.
I mean, aren't you guys here to explain to people?
Don't go and
No? You're not here to explain?
because have you heard of the Hebrew Israelites?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, this is John 4 and 22. Ye worship, ye know not what.
It's not for you. You say about the New Testament and you say it's about the Spirit. What is the Spirit?
The Spirit of God.
What is that?
The Holy Spirit. The Ruach HaKodesh in Hebrew.
So why is it then? How do we have the Holy Spirit?
He comes in us.
How?
On the day of Pentecost, he
How
says,
do we
I
know
will
we have the
send
Holy
you. Because we pray to God. We ask for that. He's going to teach us all things.
Pray to God. So what's God going to stay with us?
He attributes himself to many names, depending on the session. Jehovah Jireh.
So whatever
Rapha.
spirit you've got, it ain't the Holy Spirit.
Sorry?
From that answer, whatever spirit you're saying you've got.
Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation.
Listen, man.
For salvation is of the Jews.
Who's salvation for?
For salvation
But for
is
the
of the
Gentiles too.
Jews.
Go ahead.
But the hour cometh, and now is when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth.
So you say it starts with the Jews. So who are the Jews today?
we're talking about salvation,
You
right?
just said salvation starts with the Jews. So who are the Jews today then?
Well, they're surely not only the Jews in Israel. They've been scattered all over the places, and he said he's going to bring them back.
So the Jews, right?
Well, it started with the Jews, but then we're talking about the New
He just answered
Jerusalem.
his own question there with the Gentiles. So
But
who are
the Gentiles too. We're talking about the New Jerusalem, yes or no?
Huh?
What's the New Jerusalem?
What's the New Jerusalem?
I'm asking you.
There's no such. New Jerusalem is anything. Go to the scripture, Revelation 20, 21.
You guys are confused.
Now you're confused, man.
Go
You're gonna be
Revelation
fucking
20.
destroyed.
That's right.
Yeah. As soon as he came up on his fucking spirit, fucking arsehole, man. They want to kill these niggas.
It's under the Christian's feet.
Yeah, pull it out. Yeah, pull it out.
You see it,
Read
man.
Revelation 21, 1, man. Okay.
So what was that?
Revelation 21 and 1 first. Because everyone likes this. Revelation 21. Look up the word new.
I read the spirit as soon as he came up here.
21. Read that verse 1.
This is Revelations 21. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth.
The word new.
For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away.
He said he saw New Jerusalem. No one said that.
So a new heaven.
Yeah, he said new heavens and the what?
And for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away.
Is that the way he says New Jerusalem?
Now, if you carry on verse 2,
Okay, go ahead, it's like
verse 2. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High, out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
look up the word new. Okay. Because everybody likes, because the guy, he's saying New Jerusalem, but he really doesn't understand what it means by New Jerusalem. Okay, get that scripture again in Daniel, the 2nd chapter. Okay.
Yeah, so the word there is kainos, which means
You got that in Daniel 2 and 44.
yeah, so freshness, renew, age.
Read that again.
The word kainos in the Greek, and it says especially in freshness, renew or age.
Freshness, to renew. That's what, because right now, look at us as the people, man. Okay, right now, because somebody get Hebrews 8th chapter, read that in Daniel's first. Okay, because right now as a people, we cannot go to the kingdom this way, man. Okay, our people, when New Jerusalem comes back, it means everything about us is gonna be refreshed, man, renewed. It's gonna be the same people, but they're gonna be renewed, man. Our bodies are gonna be renewed. Our spirits are gonna be renewed. Okay, the land is gonna be renewed. The earth is gonna be renewed. Okay, refreshed. Okay.
I found the scripture in terms of this scripture, Isaiah 65.
Right.
I'll start at Isaiah 65 and 17. For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered,
And the former shall not be remembered.
nor come into mind.
Okay.
But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing and her people a joy.
Exactly, because look at us. Are we enjoying right now? No, we're not, man. We get sick. They look down on us. So New Jerusalem is when everything gets refreshed, man. We get, as the people, our bodies get changed. Okay, our way of thinking gets changed. The laws and statutes get put in our minds. Okay, get that Daniel 4 and then get Hebrews 8 chapter, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, get Daniel 4 first. Daniel 2 and 44, so like that. Okay.
Daniel 2 and 44. And in the days of the kings, okay, and in the days of these kings,